Now, stakeholders in the taxi industry are yet to report on possible solutions. Commuters around Durban remain stranded at various taxi ranks. This is after eThekwini Municipality Taxi Council halted the operation of local taxis in and around Durban. Newzroom Afrika's Silethiwe Ndlovu is tracking that story for us and joins us now live with an update. Are we anywhere near resolving the problem of stranded commuters who, as things stand, don't know what to do or when this impasse will be resolved?
From this picture view, one can state that it seems as if we're nowhere near resolving the ongoing issues that we've reported on throughout the day. Of course, we know that earlier on today, I do believe it was around 12 o'clock, there was a meeting that was held between relevant stakeholders in the taxi industry where they raised a number of concerns. Two of those concerns are part of the reasons why we're actually seeing the non-operations of these taxis, local taxis in the city of Durban. Now, Santako this morning, coming from the KZN Santako manager, Sfiso, stating that two issues that they're faced with at this particular moment is the issue of operating licenses and the 25 minibus taxis that were impounded in the area of Clermont last week, Thursday. At this particular moment, Vio, what I can tell you is that throughout the day, we've been going to a number of taxi ranks, and just like this one here in Gateway, we found that there's a number of taxis that are not operating at this particular point. We know, of course, that there's implications when you're looking at the various commuters that we have coming from various areas around the city, where you find that a lot of them were quite surprised this morning, in the early hours of this morning, were quite surprised to find that there's taxis that are not operating at this particular moment. So it seems as if we are then yet to hear in terms of the resolution going forward. A number of people also quite concerned about what's actually going to happen tomorrow, as we do know, of course, that there's a number of commuters that weren't able to make their way to work, a number of businesses and facilities also being impacted, in a sense that staff in those different facilities and businesses were not able to make their way to work. I'm actually going to bring in a commuter now who's going to speak to us more about the impact on her life at this particular moment. Siyabonga kakhulu mawukhuluma nathi, mhlambe nje uqala ukukhuluma nathi ngokuthi uma uvelaphi futhi uya kuphi.
Mina ngisuka eNdwedwe, ngisuphuma eMantesh khoma emsebenzini, ngihambe ka
mhlambe nje ukukululela lapho osuka khona bekhona inamatekisi njengoba usuyifica la amatekisi engekho.
Cha, bengekho, ngihambe kabuhlungu and bengize emsebenzini ngizodlula ngithathe imali ey'ngane la eqolo ukuze ngithenge ekhaya ngoba ukudla kukho.
So njengoba ula ubheke phi?
Ngibheke ekhaya eNdwedwe.
Bathini manga amatekisi meni babuza?
Bathi mhlambe angazi ukuthi ngixoxetheni, kodwa ngizilalelela ngabo 11, angazi ukuthi ingxoxo ziphelele phi, kodwa ngicane ngilalela kancane endabeni, like kusazohlala phansi phinde xoxa, like look like even tomorrow gonna be strike again.
Mhlambe nje sengiphetha ukukhuluma nathi ngokuthi njengomgibeli uthinteka kanjani ngalesi sikhathi njengoba amatekisi engekho.
Ngithinteke kabi kabuhlungu kakhulu ngoba sihambe kabuhlungu, but ngeke nabo sisho lutho ngoba nabafuna imfuno zabo, so nathi ngeke si complain ngoba like nabo befuna imfuno zabo kufanele bayithole, but thina nathi silimele esingabagibeli.
Mhlambe sengiphetha nje ukwazile ukuya emsebenzini noma ubheka khona?
No, ngikwazile, but ingakho ngisho ngaphuma ngoba kufanele ngiqale ngigoduke. ngiyabonga kakhulu.
Siyabonga kakhulu manathi. Stephen, that's a commuter stranded, just like the many that we've been seeing around the city that have been raising concerns. But one of the biggest issues is that they are quite surprised by what they are seeing. Santako stating that this is should not be considered as a stay away, should not be considered as a strike. But what then do you call it when you find that there's a number of commuters in various areas that are stranded around the city due to the non-operation of those particular taxis? At this moment, Vuyo, we are yet to hear of possible resolutions. Of course, we know that they were engaged in a meeting around midday today. We haven't heard anything, however, even from the eThekwini Municipality Taxi Council, who we've been in communication with throughout the whole day. So the issue then at this particular point is that there's a number of people that are yet to hear about the way forward, especially because we know that there's a number of commuters around the area that have been impacted by the strike.
Silethiwe Ndlovu, live from Durban. At issue certainly for the taxi operators is permits and the impounding of their vehicles. But as things stand, still no solution to this impasse.